off of a rainout weekend last weekend. Pretty much not just the Crosse Speedway. Heck, even Dells Raceway Park called their events off at 10 o'clock last Saturday morning. La Crosse Speedway called theirs off about 1 o'clock. It's just no way they wanted to play the guessing game. If you know Chuck Deary and Dave Nelke well enough, they like to try to get as long as they can because the program we run, we can always scrap qualifying. We line the races up by points and just run them from there. There was just too much of a possibility of more rain coming in Saturday night, and of course the hot and humid temperatures. We gave everybody a break, and going to set some interesting things up for this coming Saturday night's races. And to talk more about that on the program today, my co-host of the Cool Gold 1460 WBOG Whitetail Crossing a Race Report, Billy Niles, is going to join me in studio today. Good to see you again, my friend.
You're killing me, man. You didn't let me go take a shower before we did this.
Wasn't going to happen. I mean, this guy, we just grabbed him on the spot, said you're going to do some TV today, because usually this part of the segment people love because we recap the races from La Crosse, but obviously we don't have any recaps from pretty much a two-state radius after last Saturday.
Yeah, once the Dells canceled last Saturday, everybody pretty much followed in line. So by about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, there wasn't a race to be found anywhere in the Midwest last Saturday.
So what we're going to do today is we're going to kind of size up. That rainout could make things very interesting for this Saturday's races at La Crosse, and namely the late models. Now they're going to be running two 20-lap features again, and just when Ty Majeski may have thought there was not going to be a national points chase, the tides may have turned, and here's why I say that. 2 weeks ago, we ran two 20-lap features, 18 late models, max points for the guys running for national points. He was running 28th. He got knocked out of the first race, came back, won the second one, and was I guess he was very highly disappointed and very set back because he lost the first one and could have really made up some ground with drivers that have 25 and 30 races under their belt with this really stupid, mixed, wacky way NASCAR runs their points, which is totally in favor of the guys on the East Coast to me, not the ones here in the Midwest.
Well, yeah, the guys on the East Coast, man, they're running double features 2-3 nights a week.
And they're running them at 2 or 3 different NASCAR tracks. Yep. I mean, how does a guy like Steve Carlson, which still amazes me, 2007 he wins the national points. He was doing a little bit more traveling than he is now, but if you look at the top 3 guys in that Whelen All-American Series point racing, they're averaging right now to this date 28 races in, where Ty has, what, 13?
I think he has 13. He needs, 3 or 5 more to hit the maximum.
He's talked about running Elko. He's talked about running Madison since they're NASCAR tracks.
And you look back when Steve Carlson won the national championship back in 2007, he only ran 2 tracks. He ran La Crosse, and he actually missed a week at La Crosse.
Right.
And he still won the track championship and the state championship. And then he went up to Elko at the end of the season, and he only picked up like 4 or 6 points based on the races because he had such a phenomenal year at La Crosse that year. So the Elko didn't help him that much. It just padded his lead a little bit. Now with Ty running for the national championship, Madison's on board now. He can go down and run there in the limited late. He can run up to Elko in the super late. He can run his La Crosse car. So he has options. He has the Friday night option and either night on either place on Saturday right now. La Crosse only goes to the middle of August, so I mean he's definitely going to have the Elko option available to him all the way to the middle of September.
But the main reason I bring this up today is now NASCAR is going to run, or La Crosse is going to run 2 20-lap features again Saturday night. If we max it out and get that 18 cars again, he's looking at maximum points. He could really find himself making up quite a bit since he did get one of the wins 2 weeks ago.
Well, 2 weeks ago, we discovered the only way to beat him at La Crosse, and that's if he cuts a tire down, because that's the only way he's lost a Saturday night race here at La Crosse. You got to figure if he shows up, he's going to definitely be the man to beat. I mean, Steve could stay with him, but he hasn't found a way to beat him yet every time he's shown up. If he does, let's just say he pulls off the double and he gets max points, he's right in that national title hunt. La Crosse has one more double feature night in the middle of August. Elko is going to have a couple of double feature nights. He could make up some ground there. So he's got plenty of chances to take a shot at that national title if the time affords him this.
The other thing, and Bill and I are going to kind of break down the points here, in the next segment. The one thing that's kind of interesting because of the rain out, you want to talk about a chock full of entertainment night coming up Saturday night. So not only do we have 220 lap features for the late models, we have our Sportsman Thunder Stocks and Street Stocks. Street Stocks averaging about 25 per night. Then we've got the kids' rides, so the kids get a pre-race ride in a stock car. Then one of the country stations in Sparta has a Frozen T-shirt team contest, which I want to say their team has to pull apart Frozen T-shirts on the front straightaway. And your first beverage is free Saturday. You walk in, you get your first beer or soda for free. I mean, what more can you ask for?
No, I don't know if this is a misprint. I think there's also a figure 8 race Saturday night. I saw that on the website last night.
Yeah, we had to scrap the first one, and we'll have to check and see if we're going to have that or not. Let's see. If you go to the website, crossespeedway.com, you can sign up for the Frozen T-shirt contest. 5 teams will be selected from entries. Selected teams will receive free admission to the races and must be able to arrive by 6:45.
Do they still get that free beer or soda?
Probably afterwards. Probably afterwards. They're going for a free trophy, though. Also, another country station in town, they have it set up where you can ride in a stock car, and I know that was one that you never really got a chance to do. Maybe in your sportsman days you did, but not in a late model because we don't put them out there. But you've been on the track enough that that's going to be one of the best feelings, is to watch kids not only take off around the 5/8 mile, but when they come back around, the smile that they have.
I've been going to that track since I was about 6 years old. I can remember being one of those kids in a race car. So,
who'd you ride with?
I rode with my dad once. I forget the super late model driver I rode with when I was a kid, but man, that was a thrill for a little kid to ride around the big track. So yeah, I can only imagine the thrill the kids get these days, getting in a car and going around.
Well, this one, again, is going to be chock full of pre-race kids rides. There's going to be a Frozen T-shirt competition going on. You get your first beverage for free, either beer or soda, water, whatever you choose. Then we're going to have 220-lap late model features along with the Sportsman, the Thunder Stocks, and that ever-growing field of Street Stocks. Again, we're averaging between 21 and 25, and I would presume by next year, there's no reason we couldn't see 35 to 40 V6 cars on that track.
And, you know, if 4 of them show up again, could we see the minivan class again?
I'd like to see that.
That was so awesome a couple of weeks ago.
They should get you in one of those. They shouldn't get a former, like a current driver like a Nick Clements. They should bring back like an all-star studded cast of drivers that are still in the area. Schulze, Billy Miller, bring you out. Bring Lamoureux back down. I mean, that would be pretty cool. Have a 40.
Well, Lamoureux's in a points battle. He's somewhere in the top 10 up at Elko. I don't think he's going to come down for a minivan race.
A 40-lap V6 van clash. Would you do it?
That would be awesome.
What would be your van of choice?
Oh, I don't know. I've only driven a Chrysler Town and Country, so I don't know.
With AC or no AC?
Of course there's AC. I had kids.
Would you have a stereo or not?
Well, it had AM, FM. It didn't have a CD. This was back in the 90s.
Well, I'm talking if you were...
right now?
If you were doing a 40-lapper, would you need
I'd want the AC on. I'd want the CD player so I could play my tunes. Get the arm out the window, do a little driving.
I can see that happen. Maybe one of these days we'll try to make that happen at the Speedway.
I look like Jason Schaller, man. Jason Schaller looks like he's on a Sunday cruise in that El Camino.
Well, Brad Warthan told me weeks ago that he does it in his sportsman car. I'm like, how can you drive that fast with one arm down the 5/8 mile? So he put a piece of yellow tape on this arm, so when he passes the grandstand, he's got it up on the bar as he's driving, and I can see the yellow tape.
He should have waved to you.
I think he did, but I don't think it was the thumbs up. When we come back, Bill and I are going to break down the point standings. This is the time of year. Several times magazine this week has a good article on it. This is the time of year people are points chasing. Here's how to get it done. We're going to break that down when we come back next on 7 Rivers.
Whatever your perfect temperature, you'll enjoy consistent comfort with the heating and air conditioning systems homeowners rank #1. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialists, providing Cooley Region families with perfect indoor weather all year long. Call for your free estimate today. The next time you visit the west coast of Wisconsin, there's a hotel in La Crosse you need to check into. Here's General Manager Roxanne North.
We want to treat every guest with the best that we have to offer, and that starts with the front desk all the way through the housekeeping department. My general philosophy in life is I treat my staff the way I want to be treated, and I pass that on, that we treat our guests that way.
For reservations, visit the website, settlein.com.
People come here, we want them to feel like family.
Have you tried the great lunch buffet at Pizza Hut? Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1:30, Pizza Hut in La Crosse and Winona offers you an all-you-can-eat lunch buffet for just $5.99. All the salad, pasta, breadsticks, and of course, delicious piping hot pizza you can eat. How about dinner? Try the triple treat box from Pizza Hut. 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas, an order of breadsticks, and a Hershey's chocolate chip cookie, just $19.99. Pizza Hut in La Crosse and Winona. Call for delivery or order online. Pizza Hut.
Short track racing is alive and well in Wisconsin and Minnesota. Hi, this is Dan Dyker, The Voice. Join me and Billy Doc Niles each week at noon on Google 1460 for Wisconsin's most comprehensive racing report. We'll talk with local and national drivers and bring you up to date on what's going on in western Wisconsin's finest short tracks. If you love racing, you'll love our show. The Whitetail Crossing Convenience Store Race Report, Saturdays at noon on Google 1460 WBOG.
Welcome back to Cimarus Racing, KQEG TV. Just a reminder, Facebook, that's where you'll find the official Cimarus Racing fan page. You can also find the videos that our producer Jesse uploads each week. Cimarus Racing on YouTube, and we're averaging between 200 and 300 full views a week of people we get on that show. And because Billy Doc Niles didn't shave, he's expecting another 4 to watch the program.
Yeah, that'll blow it up.
Also, coming up next segment, a couple of interviews I did at Fan Photo Night this year, a couple of weeks ago. We're going to talk more with Brad Warthan, and that's when he revealed what his car would look like because he was driving it all black this year. And a young man very familiar to you that has, I think, 3 heat race wins. And in the point standings, which we're going to talk about, he leads the Rookie of the Year by 3 over Jason Stark. That would be Sam Niles.
Yeah, that's Sammy's having a great season for a rookie. So, you know, and you can't knock Kyle Stark. He's having an awesome year. Or is it Jason Stark?
Jason Stark.
Jason Stark. I said Kyle.
Kyle Stark, I called last night, or I'll be calling Friday night at Madison in the Midwest Dash Series. Matter of fact, talking about that, just a reminder, Midwest Dash Series will be at the Thomas Sparta Raceway August 5th. I'll be back out there announcing again, as I was doing some announcing last weekend as well. So mark your calendars for that. TSR August 5th, the Midwest Dash Series. And Kyle Stark, as Bill had mentioned, the number 192, leads the points. He's going to be blazing around that track. You know, we're talking about points. Let's get into it right now. The top 2, well, there's 3. You have 3 legitimate contenders for the Crosse Speedway Championship for late models. Steve Carlson has a 36-point lead over Mike Carlson and about an 82-point lead over Adam Degenhardt. Is Degenhardt still in the question or not? Conversation, I should say.
Oh, he's still mathematically in the question, but you know, how are you going to stop Steve? How are you going to stop Mike? I mean, they keep rising to the top every week. You know, and if it seems like, you know, just the way Ty was beat a couple of weeks ago when he cut a tire down, that's about the only way you're going to beat Steve or Mike right now, is if some sort of mechanical issue happens during a race, because they're just too smooth right now. And 36 points can be made up in a double feature night if you have some really bad luck. You know, we always go back to a couple of years ago when Steve had the point lead over Brad by about 20 or 30 points, and he wrecked in the first feature and was able to borrow a car to protect his lead.
That's
and he ended up winning the championship. So always have a backup plan, because there's always a possibility something's going to go wrong.
Matt Henderson 4th, Jeremy Wagner is 5th, running on the top 10, Cam Dzelski, Darn Thunder Turner, John Eckelberg, Carter Christensen, and Brad Powell, who has missed a couple of nights. Looking at the sportsmen, man, I tell you, I hate to say this, Steve Bachman won the chase for the championship last year. That's in effect now, because we're going to start knocking drivers out after each race weekend. Nick Clements has about a 40-point lead, 39-point lead over Steve Bachman. Does Bachman still have a solid chance at this or not? I mean, the same thing can happen. Clements cuts a tire down or just has a bad night. Bachman's right back in it again. But as good as Nick is running.
Yeah, Nick is, for the last year and a half, that car has just been on its game. I mean, a couple of years ago, he wrecked on what was it, a Thursday night, and came back 2 nights later with the same car. These guys have been putting the work in, putting the time in. And it's shown over the last year and a half. They have found a fast car. Bachman, and let's not take anything away from Bachman.
Right.
Very, very fast car. But
he's found his way in the middle of the pack several races this year to still finish second three times.
You know, it's still, you know, he's 30-some points down, and the only way you're going to make that up is if, you know, Clements run into some really, really bad luck, like we said with Steve Carlson. He could do it, but I don't see it happening.
Brad Warthan is third, still has a solid chance at finishing second in points this year. Brian Hesselberg is fourth, Jeff Thompson fifth, rest of the top 10 would be Sam Niles, sixth in points this year. Now, you can't tell me that your brother Sam, or Andy, and Sam, or nephew, none of you guys would have figured he'd be the top 6 in points this year.
No, not. I figured maybe the tail end of the top 10, but. Well, to be in sixth and with Jason Stark,
3 points back.
3 points back. I mean, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago on the radio. They've been trading this rookie points league back and forth for the last 4 or 5 weeks. So this is going to be an exciting rookie points battle, go all the way down to Oktoberfest.
And what's happened is Sam started out on fire this year, picking up all those heat race wins. Just when Jason Stark started learning the program and getting things, Sam started backing away. Had a couple of nights where he spun
Sam had a couple of bad nights where he ended up on the hook, and you know, Jason just was very consistent, you know, somewhere 6, 7, 8, and just kept picking up them points, and now you got a heck of a rookie points battle.
Justin Mulliken is currently sitting 8th in points. I think he's in a late model this weekend. Whose late model is it going to be?
It's Kurt Eckelberg's late model. It's been sitting there. Jonathan had the option of racing that or his own car, and he decided to stay in his car. So Kurt's car has been sitting there. They got Justin. He was supposed to be in it last week. Now he's going to go at it on double feature night. Mark
Chalet, Randy Humfeld round of the top 10. Street Stocks being led by John Aaron. He's trying for his 3rd straight championship. Al Bartles is only 5 points out. That'd be something to see. Thomas
Steady Al. That would be awesome to see Al win a championship. No offense to John, but man, it would be great to see Al pull this off.
Taylor Dobbs, Dakota Miller, Tom Farr run out the top 5. Thunder Stocks, Andy Moore has a 5-point lead over Jason Bolster. Bolster's trying to win this back-to-back. Bill Shack, Kyle Lockington, Jason Schaller run out the top 5. Hornets, it's Chris Thunderberg, a 14-point lead over Spartans.
That's huge. Young. That's huge for Hornets.
And Brandon Lemoyne had this points lead pretty much the entire season. Had a bad night a couple of races ago, and that's got him set back to 3rd. Garrett Ticky, 4th. Caleb Vian running out the top 5. Outlaws, who will be back in a couple weeks. It's Jason Stark leading Bolster, Mark Lee, T.Y. Lockington, and Mark Chalet. When we return, fade photo night at the Crosse Speedway. We're going to talk more with Sam Niles and Brad Warthan. That's coming up next on 7 Rivers Racing.
Short track racing is alive and well in Wisconsin and Minnesota. Hi, this is Dan Dyker, The Voice. Join me and Billy Doc Niles each week at noon on Google 1460 for Wisconsin's most comprehensive racing report. We'll talk with local and national drivers and bring you up to date on what's going on in western Wisconsin's finest short tracks. If you love racing, you'll love our show. The Whitetail Crossing Convenience Store Race Report, Saturdays at noon on Google 1460 WBOG.
Have you tried the great lunch buffet at Pizza Hut? Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1:30, Pizza Hut in La Crosse and Winona offers you an all-you-can-eat lunch buffet for just $5.99. All the salad, pasta, breadsticks, and of course, delicious piping hot pizza you can eat. How about dinner? Try the Triple Treat Box from Pizza Hut. 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas, an order of breadsticks, and a Hershey's chocolate chip cookie, just $19.99. Pizza Hut in La Crosse and Winona. Call for delivery or order online. Pizza Hut. The next time you visit the west coast of Wisconsin, there's a hotel in La Crosse you need to check into. Here's General Manager Roxanne North.
We want to treat every guest with the best that we have to offer, and that starts with the front desk all the way through the housekeeping department. My general philosophy in life is I treat my staff the way I want to be treated, and I pass that on that we treat our guests that way.
For reservations, visit the website, settlein.com.
People come here, we want them to feel like family.
Whatever your perfect temperature, you'll enjoy consistent comfort with the heating and air conditioning systems homeowners rank #1. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialists, providing Cooley Region families with perfect indoor weather all year long. Call for your free estimate today.
All right, back down trackside. We're going to be talking to this gentleman later on during our pre-race ceremonies tonight. Thought we go a little bit more in-depth. Like what he's done to his car. Whether or not he's got some new colors on or not, it doesn't matter because this guy's got 2 feature wins on the season, and he's also giving away a little boys and girls BMX bike. So make sure you check out the Double Deuce, Sparta's Brad Warthan. Brad, how are you?
Not bad. How you doing, Dan?
You know, I had a chance to watch KQEG TV's replay of the races Thursday night, and I was particularly watching the Sportsman's race, and I was wanting to see what the restarts were because Justin Mulliken had said something that you had got him the first time on a restart, and he wasn't going to let it happen again, so I really paid attention to that. I've got to say that restarting off of a caution has to be one of the biggest things you've learned to do this year in this car.
Yeah, I kind of had to teach myself how to do that this year, Dan, because I caught myself last year losing a couple of races because of it. So it's one of the things that I've really tried to work on is getting that bite off the turn on a restart.
You know, your name has been brought up this week in the conversation now with the Humfelds and the Clements and the Bachmans and the Mullikens and the Hesselbergs. How does that make you feel knowing that you are with that group of fast guys?
Well, you know, when I first started, I could never even imagine that I'd be where I am today. But being right up there with Nick and Steve and them guys feels real good. It was really a tough challenge last year to try to make it up front. But being able to run with Nick and Steve feels pretty good consistently.
Get a night like this now. Now you're back to the hot. There might not be an outside groove depending upon how slippery that's going to be. How do you change things from a feature win last week to how you run it tonight since we haven't even qualified?
Well, we skipped the first practice session today, kind of making a couple different plans, and that second session I think I attacked it pretty good. We got some pretty good times laid down. I think we'll be right there in the fight for that feature win again tonight because I sure would like to go back-to-back and have 3 of them.
Somewhat out of the points chase, but you never know what's going to happen. A couple of feature wins does catapult you up there, especially when you get space between yourself and Clements and Bachman. How do you see this playing once we get into Oktoberfest?
Well, we're going to really try to focus on that chase championship this year. We had 2 bad nights right there at the beginning of the season, and I feel it's going to be a real tough task to try to run Nick and Steve both down. I mean, consider we're running third now, and we're 37 out of second and 58 out of first, so that'll be a tough challenge.
I've been drinking beers in your garage for many, many years. Do you have room on a shelf for a 20-pound chase trophy?
I got room for about 3 or 4 of them.
Righty. Double Deuce out of Sparta, Wisconsin. Brad Warthan. Make sure you pop down. He's giving away a couple of bicycles here on Fan Photo Night. Very interesting story behind our next gentleman who drives the number 28 Sportsman, running a rookie this year. Already 2 heat wins under his belt, and I feel there's going to be some more to come here. And that would be a very interesting last name. Of course, it would be Niles, and this would be Sam Niles. Sammy, how are you?
Very warm.
It is very warm. You know, it's about 120 up in the booth, but I'd hate to feel what it's like when you guys are sitting in the chute waiting to come out here and race in one of these sportsman's cars. So talk about, we've talked about the go-kart championships here. You've done some other things. When did you really decide between you and your dad that I want to run the cross in a sportsman?
Probably after this go-kart season. With winning the adult sportsman track championship, I decided to test my luck and see how this goes, and I got the support of my dad and my grandpa and my grandma and my mom, obviously. So that's pretty cool, and it's a whole new experience, and I like it. I really do. So,
would you have imagined here almost at the halfway point you'd have had as much success as you have so far this year?
No. I just wanted to come out here and get my feet wet, kind of learn how to drive the track and learn what it's all about. I mean, the heat race wins are certainly an added bonus with all the experience that I'm getting and everything else. So that's pretty cool, and the success is great, so hopefully it keeps up.
Now, your dad, Andy's been a late model driver for many, many, many years, even before I came out here. Obviously, he knows the setups for a late model and knows how to drive the 5/8 mile since he's ran here in the past. How much learning has he had to do or relearning since you're in a sportsman?
There's a little bit here and there. I mean, it's not too much because, you know, he has had...
Let's get Dad up here. Come here. We're going to get Andy up here as well. I heard him yell, "Be careful" in the back. So we're gonna get late model driver Andy Niles up here as well, and I'll let you finish that comment first.
He's definitely had a lot of experience racing and a lot of experience at this track. The sportsman's a bit different, but he knows his stuff and he knows what he's doing, so it's great to have him for some help too.
A lot of the drivers out here like to tease me on Facebook in the offseason and say, guess what's about to happen, but then they never finish. Your dad, Andy, did that. How's it made you feel? You're at the halfway point now. Your son, obviously, has got a couple of wins. How's it made you feel as a dad and a crew chief to have your son out here?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm real proud of what he's done. He's come a long way. I didn't expect him to be the way he is. He's very adaptable, very, very teachable, very quick thinker. We've had some tough luck the last few weeks. Hopefully we fixed that. We tore it apart this week and put her back together. And I think sky's the limit. He's got features in his future. I like that. Features in his future.
I'm going to use that. You didn't TM it, so I'm going to use that right there. So the question is, when does Andy Niles bring the late model back out? And is it still tiger striped?
Yes, it's still tiger striped. And honest to God, I was really going to come out for July 4th. That was the projected date we were going to come back. And I don't know. I'm having too much fun doing this. I'll get out here before the year's over.
And you would be one of those other teams where a father and son are running the same night in two different classes, and that's really got to mean a lot family-wise.
Well, it does, obviously. But I can think back to when I started, and my father was racing late model here, and I had a sportsman, and I watched what he went through with the two cars. I don't really want to go through that.
Well, I'll tell you, we're going to give Sam a chance to talk about his sponsors as well. He doesn't have a hot shot card, so we're going to have him do this by memory since we haven't had him on the mic here. Who's helping you out this year, brother?
Coney Island, Features in Holman, and Rudy's Feed and Seed in Holman, Wisconsin, too. So it's great to have them on board and their support, and it really means a lot.
Number 28 is the Super Sportsman Rookie of the Year contender. 2 heat wins under his belt, still looking for more. Stop by and see Mr. Sam Niles. Welcome back. Simmers Racing, KQEG TV. I want to thank Sam Niles and Brad Warthan for joining me on the program. I want to thank Billy Doc Niles for joining us as well. We've got to turn off the TV and turn on the radio.
Turn the radio on, get that radio show all good to go here, and get you all set for this Saturday night at the Speedway.
All righty. The WBOG Whitetail Crossing Convenience Stores Race Report does come your way Saturdays from noon to 1. That's 1460 WBOG. You can also find it on your TuneIn app on your cell phone and CoolGold1460.com. Until next week with more highlights, barring any weather. For Bill Doc Niles, I'm Dan Dyker. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, here we go!